No, the title's not clickbait. My therapist won't see me anymore. I've sat here for a minute now trying to figure out why. Like, it's been years that I've going to her, and I thought we were making great progress. But I don't know. Maybe it was something I said in our last session? When I first got there, I was so depressed and anxious and not suicidal, but ideating on it for sure. My mom tried to get me to go to therapy for a year, but I shrugged it off because even though I clearly couldn't, I was convinced that I could solve my own problems on my own. Yet, even though I tried that, nothing changed. What's funny is in December of 23, I binged Doctor Who. From Eccleston to Gatwa and now Piper, which whatever the fuck that's about. I fell in love with the show and all of its flaws. And through it, I found my ability to cry again, and I let myself feel comfortable sitting in emotions I was so used to avoiding. I stopped being hard-headed as a result. As weird as it is, I'm so serious when I say this. Watching Doctor Who convinced me to try therapy again. I had seen a few therapists before, but they were either based in a mental facility or just not the right fit. One therapist really wanted me to use EMDR, but that felt like borderline Scientology shit, so fuck no. Dropped her. Another therapist just said if I tried to apply for a job, all of my problems would go away. So I wasn't exactly that into therapy as a concept for a while. But after watching Doctor Who, I finally found my current therapist. I went in and I was just fully honest from the get-go. I just yapped and yapped and yapped and yapped. And honestly, I felt like if I came out the gate swinging with all my problems, if this therapist was the right fit for me, she would be able to handle it and therefore help me be able to handle myself. Luckily, she was. All of my emotions, all of my conflicting perspectives, all of the voices of people who I let dictate my every move up until that point came flooding out. Over the next year, my therapist and I unpacked my childhood trauma, my early adulthood trauma. I learned how to identify and actually change my unhealthy coping skills into healthy coping skills. But most of all, every little thing that I had been holding in internally was able to come out. I could be as selfish and as stupid and as angry and as depressed and as dark and as funny and as much as I needed to be with my therapist. I mean, how was I going to get help in therapy if I couldn't express the multitudes in their entirety? The freedom and weight lifted after yapping about anything and everything after so many years of shoving it down was cathartic as fuck. After months of doing nothing but sharing the scary and the vulnerable stuff with my therapist, finally had the emotional capacity and humility to actually learn how to make things better for myself. The biggest things I needed from therapy was finding my self-confidence again, the ability to hear my own voice and not the voices of negative people from my past or even in my present. And I needed an official diagnosis of what the fuck is going on in my brain, just so I can understand myself better on a chemical and a social level. And in case you're wondering, I have an adjustment disorder and clinical depression, specifically recurrent major depressive disorder or MDD. Basically, shit easily stresses me out and afterward I get down in the mouth about it. I'm only able to say all of this because of my therapist. I'm able to talk on camera again and make friends again and confidently be bad at things and laugh and be alive again. Because of therapy, I found myself again. And I actually love the little life that I have. So back to the whole reason I'm making this video. Why won't my therapist see me anymore? Because I asked her to take me off the schedule. Because I found myself again. Because I'm actually happy for once in my life. Because of therapy, now I can actually solve my own problems. Because of therapy, I no longer need it. So thanks, Laura. That's my therapist. Anyway, bye.